airport in Boston. I'm in the Delta Lounge. There's pretty much no one here, so I hope no one will get mad at me doing a quick video. But there was something happen, and obviously I don't have my microphone with me because I'm on my laptop, so hopefully the sound comes through okay. I'm wearing the mask because I'm just tired of the fight at this point. Also, it's I get lots of compliments on it, especially at the airport, and so I wanted to wear that, just so I don't have some random Delta person coming over and yelling at me while I'm recording a video. But there was something that happened this morning when I got up before I came to the airport that I wanted to share with you because here's the thing. I think that for those of us who are pushing back on this, so God, my glasses are fogging. I'm gonna take those off. Um, for those of us pushing back on this social justice nonsense all the time, I think that it can be really easy for us to forget that the people that we're fighting against are sad, miserable human beings. They are. They're sad, miserable human beings, and it's sad. It's not something to be angry at. It's not something that we should vilify them for. It's not, it's just sad. It really, really is. And I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I sent out this thread last night. I don't even know why I sent it, to be honest. I was just thinking about it, about this experience while I was packing. And it was something that happened at the Baltimore Walkaway rally a couple weeks ago. So let me just read you what I wrote. At the Walkaway rally in Baltimore, a young woman ran up to me after I gave my speech, looked at me with tears in her eyes, and then hugged me without saying a word. She told me she had come there on her own because she knew what was happening wasn't right. She was brave. She's a senior at college, a major university in Maryland, and told me about what they were teaching her in school and how she couldn't speak up. She told me she knew her parents wouldn't support her. I hugged her back and told her everything was going to be okay. I saw a younger version of myself in her, scared and apprehensive, but determined to do what she thought was right, except that she was far braver than I was at her age. She came to a rally in the middle of Baltimore by herself to stand up for what she believes in. I've thought about her a lot in the last few weeks. I've thought about her when I was tired from traveling, when I was feeling sorry for myself after a business contact stabbed me in the back, and when I was feeling like all of this was just too inconvenient to keep going. People like her, though, that's what matters most. People risking everything to do the right thing. If you can inspire someone to do that, and you all can, then the risks are completely worth it. You'll understand when you look in their eyes and see the impact you have. Speak up, be brave. This is a time for heroes. There are people out there who need to hear from you. When you speak up, you give others permission to do the same, and that feeling is priceless. And this is a true story. I mean, there are a lot of comments in response to this that you're going to see when we scroll through some of them that were like, "Oh, this never happened. This never happened." No, this really did happen. And it was probably one of the most profoundly impactful things that's happened to me on this journey. I mean, honestly, guys, to look in this young woman's eyes and to see the pain and the fear in her eyes, and that she struggled to even get the words out, that she was so determined to come and to do the right thing, it broke my heart for her because I knew that she was experiencing the same type of pain that I was, at a much younger age when she's probably way less settled than I am. Like I'm in a stable place. I work for myself. My income is fine. I've got a great husband. I've got a great life. I've got a home. I have friends. My family doesn't really support what I'm doing, which I don't talk about much, but that's the truth. I barely even speak to my family right now. And but I'm almost 40 years old. I can manage this, and I can't imagine doing that 20 years ago. But so there are lots of great responses. I mean, the thing kind of went viral, which is great, and I hope that people found it inspirational. But then we scroll down, and the little socialists on Twitter show what miserable human beings they really are, including this jackass, Jangles Science Lad at SJW Debates. This guy, I had never heard of this guy until I saw him debate Milo like a week or two ago about white fragility, and the dude didn't even stay on the topic of the debate. Now he's claiming he destroyed Milo in a debate, which is complete bunk. But this is what he responds with: "You're gonna get the Rona." So I tell a story about a young woman who shows courage, And his reaction is, "Oh, you're gonna get sick from it. Ho 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 ho. Silly conservative, even though I'm not conservative, and you guys know that." Um, that's a sad thing. This guy is a sad human being, and it's just so typical. I mean, I even got into it a little bit with him. I responded basically calling him a pompous ass and saying that it was a pretty sick thing to do to disagree with people who to basically wish people getting sick that you disagree with. And he said, "Oh, don't let strangers hug you." And here's my response to this. I refuse, as much as I might be wearing a mask right now, I refuse. I've said from the very beginning of this that I thought these were going to dehumanize people. And we're seeing that. We're seeing this right in this scared little man. And I do obviously mean little because that's how they grow them. But the scared little man has lost his humanity. He doesn't, like, my response to him was essentially, let me see. If I get a virus, I have a 99% chance of surviving while providing a moment of comfort to someone who needs it. I'm willing to pay that price. You live in fear if you like. I'm not losing my humanity. These people, these crazy SJWs, have lost their humanity. You know, I was watching the Timcast IRL podcast last night, obviously, because I wanted to see the dirt on Adam and I wanted to see how they would handle it. But Tim and Lydia were talking about how Tim doesn't believe that liberals have that they really care, essentially. They were talking about the moral foundations test, and Lydia was talking about how like liberals tend to score higher on the care modules. And Tim said, "I don't believe it. I don't think they care at all." And I absolutely agree with Tim. I don't think these people know how to care anymore. And I think it's frankly because they don't like themselves very much. And so I want to give you another example of what I'm talking about. Let's keep scrolling down. Blah, 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 blah. Clearly things that didn't happen for 200. See, I mean, these people are so sad and pathetic that this happens on this hour slash that happened here. These people are so sad and pathetic that someone tells a story that was actually like a deep, meaningful experience. And they're like, "No, oh, it didn't happen." I mean, how miserable do you have to be to assume that every positive story from someone you disagree with never happened or that it's made up? But there is actually one specific you see, like, "Oh, that happened." Yeah, okay. That happened. That's actually not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one right here. This one. She's got her name is No at Ruby Pumpkins on Twitter. And guys, frankly, if you comment publicly on my tweets, I consider you to be fair game here. I don't want people to be harassing anyone, but she commented all throughout the tweets, "Right wingers in this country discriminate against disabled people," while providing no evidence that that actually comes from the right wing. Let's see, she keeps going. "Right wingers have no compassion." And so I clicked on her profile and I just wanted to look at her picture a little closely. And it was in this picture. Yeah, I see myself in her too. I see myself 15 years ago when I was just out of college and I was not a happy person. I mean, my makeup was exactly like hers. My hair was exactly like hers. I was engaged to an absolute jackass who is now gone way off the SJW cliff. I've spied on him lately just to see what he's doing, and it's just like he has lost his mind. And I see myself in her too because I used to be this miserable person who didn't love myself very much, who didn't know how to take care of myself, who didn't feel like I had love and support. And I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her that it's obvious, even just by looking at her picture or reading some of the things that she's saying, that she loves herself so little. One of the things I say to people quite often is how you treat other people is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. And if you don't love yourself, of course you're not going to show other people empathy. Of course you're not going to show them kindness. Of course you're not going to show them compassion because you're not able to show it to yourself first. I really think that the game changer is not about reforming higher education. It's not about any of these things. We have to figure out ways to teach people from a very young age how to love themselves. That's what it is. If we can teach people to have stronger internal security, to give themselves the kindness and the validation that they're looking for from other people, so many of these problems would go away because guess what? When you love yourself unconditionally. You can't see yourself as a victim in the world. It just, those two things are completely incompatible. And instead, what we have running the show right now are people like this moron or people like this woman who have so much work to do on themselves. It's so incredibly sad. You can tell they carry anger, they carry resentment. They don't know how to give other people a break because they don't know how to give that break to themselves. I wouldn't want to go through life like that. I hope many of you don't either. I don't know how to fix this problem right now, but this requires some out of the box thinking. But it really is, I think, the only way to have any sort of lasting change is to empower people as individuals to pull themselves out of these ruts, or even to acknowledge that not wanting to give a hug to someone who is in pain, who needs comfort, who needs compassion, who needs empathy, for them to not acknowledge that that's like a good human thing to do. I take the virus any day of the week. I'm not scared of the virus. I've never been scared of the virus. What I'm scared of is every single person around me losing their humanity. That's what I've been afraid of from the beginning. That's what I see getting worse and worse and worse every day. And none of this changes until we start learning how to love ourselves. Love yourself first. And then once you do that, you can give that love to other people. And for right now, I'm just going to try, and I'm not always perfect at this, and I know that, but I'm going to focus on practicing compassion and empathy because these are people like this guy, people like her. They're scared, they're sad. They don't even know how scared and sad they are, but you know, they're worthy of our empathy and they need help. We can't ever force them to take it. You can't force them to take it, but what we can do is be determined not to lose our own humanity in this whole affair. All right, guys, that's all I got for right now. I hope that some of this makes sense. I even hope the audio came through. But if you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel, all that good stuff. Yeah, I gotta go get on a plane and go to, I was about to say go to Baltimore, but I'm not going to Baltimore. I'm going to Milwaukee. So I hope to see some of you in Milwaukee tomorrow or Sunday. We're doing lots of fun stuff. I'm there for the Walkaway rally on Saturday and then the Better Discourse Conference on Sunday, where I will actually be on a panel with this jackass, and I cannot wait to. I was about to say I can't wait to destroy him, but I don't really want to destroy him. I want to, and it's not even about him, really. What I want to present is ideas that I have around how to help individuals of every skin color, every gender, all that stuff to personally empower themselves. Well, this guy's going to try to convince them that they're all a victim. So that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, see you guys soon.